I'm Simon. I'm one of the guitarists from Born from Chaos.
And I'm Kelly. I'm one of the vocalists from Born from Chaos.
And we're going to have a little look at the lyrics from the song Writer.
Yep,
Yeah. So
very
let's
interesting.
have a listen, shall we?
Existing on winter, memory of joy and light. Oh, vengeful writer, write me one more hellish night.
The lyrics are existent now in winter, memory of joy and light. O vengeful writer, write me one more hellish night. The first sentence of this lyric is very fixated on there being a lot of darkness right now in the world, a lot of cold, a lot of really awful happenings, and that there are people that still carry the memory of the joy and the light that once was.
Yeah, thinking back to better times.
Yes.
The memory of joy and light. Next part.
Paragraphs right to left. How did they decide who has a right to live? What you write, or let fate decide?
So I think this part really speaks for itself. Speaking to the writer, paragraphs right to left, how he or she is writing it. And you ask, so how did you decide who has a right to live? Because you wrote something that a lot of people follow. So how did you decide who has the right to live?
Do you let fate decide for people what's going to happen to them, or is it something that you condemned them to?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like um, the writer in this case, in our eyes, seen as God.
Yeah.
Um, what you write or let fate decide, he's basically deciding standards must be for humanity.
Yeah. A note about the whole lyrics. I think it's also, it can be interpreted really different depending on if you see the writer as a human who wrote like the Bible and the Torah and all that stuff in
Yeah.
name of their deity, or if you see it as actually the deity itself that wrote the Bible, or
It's yeah, this lyrics leaves something open to interpretation.
like,
Like
is it like
I
by who is this mysterious writer? Is it
yeah,
the deity we all follow, or is it just some lunatic with a pen and paper?
I think that's kind of beautiful. So because the song means something else for everyone.
So let's listen to the next part.
Genesis or genocide? Can you see the writing on the wall? Did you write it all? Write me an apocalypse so that I can forget all that I did.
Genesis or genocide is the first thing I want to address. We all know the story of Genesis, the story of Noah, where he is meant to save all innocent creatures on earth because all humans have sinned in the story of Noah. So Noah is supposed to bring all these animals to a safe haven, and then all humans are supposed to die. Genesis or genocide is like the question you ask, like, is all this war and fighting in name of religion just like the Genesis story, like all humans are supposed to die because they sinned or they actually did something wrong? Or is it just genocide? Is it just some lunatic that decided, let's start wars, let's just kill a lot of people? Is it Genesis? Are we all dying because of a reason, or is it just brainless manslaughter? Now, a really hard part of lyrics. Can you see the writings on the wall? Did you write it all? Write me an apocalypse so that I can forget all that I did.
So this song was actually halfly written by Simon. There are bigger parts that have been written by his brother actually.
Yeah.
So we called his brother to
Yeah.
ask him what he interpreted when he wrote this.
We called my brother.
We did. We called Simon's brother to see what he thought about when he wrote the parts that we didn't.
So this part is actually the chorus. He said the way he interpreted it, can you see the writings is like a shimmer of both the past or the future. Did you write it all? Like, did you know what you were writing when you wrote it? And then write me an apocalypse so that I can forget all that I did. Did you realize all the good and all the bad that you would bring by writing this? Did you think about all the consequences? Did you know what was going to happen? And yeah, I think that's a really beautiful, beautiful thing.
It's not really about it being bad or good. It's just about, did you know what you
Yeah,
wanted to achieve with this?
not good or bad, just the question. Did you know what was going to happen when you wrote it?
Bring forth the houses, fan clubs from far and wide. Come to seek your answers, blind to what lays behind. Oh writer, did you write it right? That all who could proclaim your word are those tainted by blood.
Bring forth the houses and clubs from far and wide. I think that it's about religion bringing forth all of the churches and houses devoted to religion. Fan clubs are really just religious people come to seek your answers, and they're blind to what lays behind.
I do respect religious people, really, but there is a difference between religious people who truly support the religion by like, okay, religion is about love, I love everyone, I support everyone, and then there's those who just use religion as an excuse to wage war. Oh writer, did you write it right? For all who could proclaim your word are those tainted by blight. It's like reflecting back on the chorus, I think, but this time not as poetic.
Yes.
Just straight to the question. Oh, writer,
Yes.
did you write it right? Thank you. All who could proclaim your word are those tainted by blight. This sentence is really self-explanatory. For all who could proclaim your word is everyone who is trying to bring forth the word of their Lord and Savior. Are those tainted by blight?
In the Dark Ages, you could buy indulgences. Those were certificates produced in bulk that had been pre-signed by the Pope, which pardoned the person's sins and gave you access to heaven. Most
Again,
of those,
this is not meant as an insult. All religion is great as long as you don't discriminate.
Can you see the writing on the wall? Did you write it out? Maybe an apocalypse so that I can forget all that I did. Break the clouds, let the rain come down, start the cycle once again. I'll write a different tale, annihilated in your
We haven't talked about your backing
Backing
vocals
parts,
in the chorus yet.
so there's this little things that I do in between the sentences. It's can you see, can you hear, can you feel? Kind of like, can you see what you're doing? Can you hear what the people say, what the people do? Can you just hear what's going on? Can you feel anything with that? Like, can you feel compassion or can you feel anger? Can you have any emotions with that? So that's kind of just like what it is, really.
Lyrics of the second chorus are,
Yeah, and like it's kind of the same as the first one, but then with an extra part.
yeah, so the extra thing is break the clouds, let the rain come down, start the cycle once again. All who write a different tale annihilated in your name. Yeah, I wrote this as like an ode to the story of Noah. It's like break the clouds, let the rain come down. Well, obviously Noah, and then start the cycle once again because all humans die in the story
Yeah.
of Noah, except for Noah and his family, and they start humanity all over again with like a clean slate. So start the cycle once again. Let humanity have another chance at redemption.
There's a different tale, there's a different story about how religion is. They worship kind of the same god, but they give it a different name, or they worship an all other gods. They are annihilated in your name, as in literally wage war with each other because of worshiping a different god.
I'm going to kill you because you don't deserve to live, because you don't believe in the same things as I believe in. We want to thank you all for watching this video.
Yeah.
Again, we love all people. We love everybody.
Disclaimers, disclaimers
Religion
everywhere.
is great as long as you don't discriminate. So, and now listen to the outro.